Okay, there's gonna be 3 orders of hell no. Okay, there's 2 sides of Ask Your Mama and a large cup of Negro, please.
You'll get no sympathy from me. You want sympathy? Look at the dictionary between shit and syphilis.
Welcome to the channel, Mac Dr. Bill. Want to start by saying I thanks and I appreciate every single one of you who has subscribed, like, and comment. I thank you for your support. We're working on the Turbo EK today. I'm installing the oil pan with the gasket, and also we're doing the drain line, aka return line. It's raining, so my first step, I'm gonna set up this tarp over here so I'll have some protection from the water pause. Don't get the motor wet, any of that, and we could work comfortably. So I'm gonna do that on camera real quick. We'll come back. Alright, this is what we're looking like for the day. Better than not doing anything. Going by the weather, and at least we get the day done. At least this little hole done while I'm working here. I'm not getting rain on directly, so I shouldn't stop my motivation. With that being said, let's get it. Alright, but I'm ready to start working on the oil pan itself. But before we do that, I got one of these wire wheel brush that I'm gonna use for the bottom of the oil pan. The oil pan itself is clean. We cleaned it up the other day off camera, so this is set. I got some brake cleaner. I have some brake cleaner for the bottom ones that we done cleaning. So I'm gonna set you guys up real quick and get this done. Let's get it. All right, with the wire brush or the wheel brush, we're gonna clean all these residue that's left over. Pause, clean as best we can all around on both sides. Then after, I'm gonna spray everything real good with brake cleaner, and we could proceed from there. Put you guys in a little time lapse and proceed with this today. Let's get it. Alright, so I hit it as best as I could. Some spots I didn't really need it because there was like no glue left. So some spots they're hard to get, but I cleaned it up pretty well. Now I'm gonna head that with brake cleaner and proceed. Let's get it. Alright, it's nice and clean. Let it drip out, wipe it off, and we'll proceed. While that's draining, I'm gonna do the same to the oil pan, even though it's clean, but clean it with some brake fluid. Brake clean it, clean it. We're gonna clean it with some brake cleaner, so we get anything we miss. Now we'll put the gasket in the handlebar. Everything is going to be nice and easy. You want to bond together real well. So We're gonna wipe that off and we'll come back. All right, this is cleaned up pretty well, so I'm gonna apply a bead of on the bond right around. Make sure so the gasket itself it grabs, and so I don't have no problem leaking. We'll do that the same in the top. Pause. Here's the new OEM and the gasket. Come with some ATV, but I went and bought my own using this stuff over here. So I'm gonna open it up and start applying it. Let's get it. All right, something like that. You want to be consistent as you go. Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna use the gasket. It's only one direction, so make sure this side, the washer, it go the direction facing you. So start something like this, nice and easy. Make the flush kind of like the parcel because it's got markings and grooves pretty much that it shows where it goes, so can't really miss it. Apply a little pressure, of course. Pause. Choose nice and seated. That's the main important case. And just like that. Alright boys, this is how we're looking like. Again, nice beat all around. To make sure, you know, sealed. Most people say you don't need it. Other parts will tell you you don't need it, but I'd rather go with putting and applying some than have to bring it down and applying some. So I'm gonna give it a couple seconds. Big mistake most people do, they just rush to throw it in. So let it sit a little bit, give it a few minutes, it won't hurt it. We'll apply a little glue on top, pause. Same thing we did, and we'll proceed to installing the oil pan. Let's get it. Alright, I off camera did the same thing. I put a bead all around it. Now what I like doing, each his own, but what I like doing is running my bead behind the hose, especially with the bows connect, because if you make the mistake of putting it right in between, then you put the bow, it's gonna break open that seam. So something like that. Kind of look like cheese whiz, but it'll do the job. All right, so I'm gonna go down there and start installing it. It's recommended to do the corners first once you're down there, and we're gonna hand tie it, pause, then we're gonna hit it with the ratchet the best we can. It's recommended by experts to leave it 24-hour curing before you torque it. because if you made the mistake of torquing it, chances are that you might make a rupture on the seal that we did with the glue. So it doesn't hurt it. Leave it 24-hour curing after you tie it up with the wrench normal. And then hit the next 24 hours and torque them down. But yeah, we're gonna proceed to install it. Let's get it. Alright boys, I'm gonna show you the build down here where we at it. You can see the turbo with the intercooler piping. See the exhaust manifold, and we see the pan with the AM fitting and lined up right perfect under the turbo. AM fitting for the drain line. So somebody just cut the line, do the installation, and this is finito. I'm off camera, proceed to finish putting on my bolts at all my corners, so don't just like be hanging and tie them. I'm gonna proceed doing that, and we'll proceed to the rest. All right, this side, all the bolts are tied up pretty well. You see the gasket is nice and seated. AM fitting looking good. Now I'm gonna do the last 4 bolts that I got left for the side, and we should be done with the oil pan. Well, the bottom screws on this side is tight, filter tight, sandwich plate tight, your feet line is tight. Now that leaves us with start fabricating our feet line to finalize this video. All right boys, got my hose for the drain line for the turbo. We got a 90 degrees, and we got a straight that we're gonna use for that. So I'm gonna show you guys how we put it on real quick. Let's get it. All right, so first one we're gonna do the straight, because we're coming straight from the turbo into 90 into the oil pan. So both sides is pretty much. All right, so we got a 90 degree and we got a straight. We're gonna do first the straight for the bottom of the turbo feet. This is gonna come undone just like that. I'm gonna play this in here. Pause. Trying to be as careful possible. It'll squeeze in. So just a matter of just open as best you can. Pause. Gonna play this inside here best you can. Sometimes it's a little bit of a pain in the rear. Alright, something like this boys. Once you get it in this seated past your metals. I know I don't got the correct wrench for this, but this is what I got. And this is what I'm using, so should squish down. Now the other piece is gonna connect the two of them obviously and make it more seated. So it's a matter of just making sure it swirls around till it comes to a stop. We're gonna install this one over here. That's gonna be your expander. Got a nice input in. Pause. Got a little scratch because it's not the correct wrench, but it's nice and adjusted correctly. I'm gonna simply just fit it in from the bottom of the turbo of the drain line, so I could estimate what we gotta cut and proceed from there. Let's get it. All right. So we're doing the AN line I have to plug it in the bottom first. Pause. I encountered a little problem. The feet line, it hits that 12 millimeter on the turbo, because when I clocked it, so I have to remove it with the Allen key, meaning that I have to tie it up once the size in, and I have to tie it up my Allen keys afterwards in order to fit. But yeah, I decided to put this part on the bottom because on the bend on the line, if you guys see, it's pretty natural. So most likely I'm gonna end up using a 90-degree for the bottom of the turbo now instead of a straight fitting. So I'm gonna estimate where I gotta cut it and we'll proceed. Let's put tape so that this do not open on you. Afterwards you can remove it and we'll thread it in on the AM fitting. So I'm gonna cut this with you guys real quick so you guys see how it look like. Sure you wear your glasses, safety wise. Something like that. So I'm gonna wind up putting that on my 90 and we'll proceed to do the installation. Let's get it. Alright, like I said, I scratched it a little bit paint wise, but line is tied up like I need it, ready to install. So without further waiting, let's install our drain line. Let's get it. Alright, I tied up my drain line to the bottom of the fitting of the turbo because of the Allen key bolts. That's the way I'm gonna tie it, so I'm gonna show you guys real quick. Alright, when we put this gasket on, make sure to put it with the Chinese side up, facing the turbocharger. Gotta play with it a little bit, pause. So I get the first bolt in. Like I said, I got little room to work with what I have. It's a tight spot, pause. So bear with me. That's why I wasn't able to put the hole in there like that. So I have to unbolt it from the Allen keys and tie it up with the Allen key wrench instead. Alright, we got that one there. I'm gonna put the other one in spot and tie it up with the Allen key so we could adjust it finally in the oil pan itself. Alright boys, this is the only way they tie these up here in the racing world. Every millimeter mounts, it matters, so by any means it works. a matter of just tying up the line to the oil pan itself. That's already final. Somebody just adjusting it, and that's it. Alright, boys. So this is what the line looked like. Finally, turbo drain line is in place. I did as snug as possible I could. I had to cut an inch off so I didn't have a kink. That way it goes pretty much straight. So that's pretty much what you love. That's pretty much what we're looking for. Alright, boys. This is what we're looking like. Drain line is finally in place under the turbo housing. Into the oil pan. I'm ready to adjust it. That's it. Pretty much straight as I could. I cut an inch because I had like a kink this way. This way is flowing pretty much straight to the side like I wanted to. So that's what we're looking for. Alright, boys. Can't believe we're finally done. Drain line, feet line, vacuum lines, intercooler piping. You know, feel good. This is it. This is final. Being that I just put the gasket with the oil, I don't want to take a chance trying to put in oil and start it tonight. When you do an oil pan gasket job like this, you want to leave it at least a 24-hour cure. So what we'll do another episode next time, putting oil, priming the feet line, making sure we got oil feeding the turbo for the ball bearings. Show you guys how we're gonna do that. And that's it. We should be able to, once that we do that, do the first quote crank start and see what we're looking like. I do gotta wait for my last part, which I don't interfere with the car turning on, but it's a performance part that's gonna pretty much take care of the operation on the car as far as tuning. So I gotta wait for my FMU to come in when I order it. But turbo is installed, all lines, all piping, radiator, cooler, drain line, feet line. You guys see it. So we looking money. You know, putting this tarp today helped out because it's been sprinkling and you know, I don't want to get things wet and stuff like that. So I want to work comfortable. But that's pretty much finished, boys. Alright, boys. This is gonna be a wrap. My hype. Finally, the turbo is completed. It's a matter of just letting it cure 24 hours, put my new oil, prime the feet line, and crank started. Can't wait. I'm gonna thanks and I appreciate every single one of you have subscribed, like, and comment. Thank you for your support. Stay in tune. Always giving support. I'm gonna appreciate every single one of you. Happy Easter. Till the next time. Peace.